What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about magic. We're going to talk about language. I know that might bore you, okay, and leave the video because I don't want to sell it to you. I don't want to say something here in the first 10 seconds to get you to watch the whole video. But I think that I need to make this aware. I think I need to bring this to your awareness because what I'm seeing more and more is this diluting of language, which is really doing something to the individual in this sense of brotherhood, this sense of community. I think it's further isolating us. I think that if we become lazy in our language, I think that if we decide to speak like losers, then we're going to have a very hard time making our lives better. And so this is something I've been thinking about. And I realize this, as I spend a lot of time on the internet, what I see is it's very, very easy to take words, to shorten them, to make them easily digestible, to take sentences and ways of expressing yourself and metaphor and story and to reduce that thing to one word. You see this all the time. You see the young generation using it. And you see it everywhere on forums and communities online. You see it in the comment sections of YouTube. People say cap. When someone says something that is maybe a bit of a lie or maybe they're exaggerating a story, instead of saying, hey man, that doesn't sound right, hey, you're a liar, we simply say cap. You don't even got to say cap anymore. You just react with a cap emoji. You say stuff like, that's a vibe. You say facts. You say swag. You say drip. When someone's acting suspicious, sus. You say sus. There's words for everything these days to capture feelings. They're almost like emojis have taken over language. The emoji has found its way to take over language in the sense that we use these words like emojis to emote a feeling, to emote an emotional response from the individual that reads it, right? Because it's simple. It's an easy, lazy way of communicating. But I think what it does is actually robs us of some of the magic. You know, if you do not believe in magic, let me tell you, this is magic. Being able to speak is magic. Words, language is magic. That's real magic. Magic exists. Think about from the time you went to elementary school, you have been learning to spell. You have been learning to spell words that invoke feelings in other people who read those words, who hear your words. You learn maybe cursive. A lot of cursive is curse. You learn to curse, right? You learn to say a word that invokes and conjures a feeling in someone else. Now, the absurdity of that is that you have learned to manipulate sound waves that go into your ears, it hits your little eardrums, vibrate, and create a image in the mind that causes you to feel a certain way. That is absolutely insane. That is black magic. That's wizardry. And I think that if you're not aware of that, you don't become a wizard. You do not become a top level wizard. And what's happening these days is there's a lot of men and women who are, they're poverty wizards. They really are. And so here's what we got to do. We got to be aware of this. We got to be aware of how we're speaking. I really think that it's just going to keep evolving. It's going to keep regressing. It's going to keep getting shorter. It's going to keep being reduced to maybe even just like clicks. Like maybe, I don't know, dude. Maybe, I don't know where this is going, but I'm seeing it very, very quickly happening. Cap, cope, L. People don't get to, hold this L. I mean, dude, I want to hear what you guys, I'm missing a bunch. I know there's a bunch. Post it down below. And I think it's the internet. It affects the vernacular. It affects the language of the time and how we're speaking to one another. So we shorten things. There's a utility to this. There's maybe a practicality to this, is you don't have to use as much energy to explain yourself and to get your point across online. But if you think about the internet, we're already separated. No one shows their face In our group, I make people show their face. In the High Thumos men's group, I make people show their face. There's a little profile picture. It must be your face because I'm trying to build a community of men that trust each other. If you can't show your face, first off, you're not the type of individual that we want to get to know. And also, there's no use hiding behind an anime PFP, some profile picture of a cat. You're a grown man. You need to show your face. The internet is real life. Stop separating yourself from real life. So think about how maybe separate we feel online, and the way that we speak makes us feel more separated. When you say something to someone like L, you literally type in L or F. You got to be online to know what these things mean. When you say to someone cope or cap, it's funny, it's addicting. But what does it do? It's sort of this language of aloofness, right? It's sort of this language of, it's too ambiguous almost. Like sometimes the language is too ambiguous it causes confusion. It's this pattern of speech and words that I believe are making us more disconnected from one another. That's what it is. Because when you have the power to say one word that is maybe a powerful, emotional, charged response, that magic can conjure up a feeling in the individual that hears it or reads it. And it allows you to sort of stand above them in a way. And so, I want to explain this better because this is something I'm thinking about as I speak to you guys right now. But I've noticed when I speak like this, if I'm online and I don't use energy to try to explain something well, or when I revert to going to these short words, it's like I'm kind of being a dick. I'm kind of being a dickhead, and I know that. But I think that it's too easy to do that because it gives you this it's like a status thing. You're saying something, it gives you status over the other individual. There's no emotional connection. There's no empathy for the other person. It's simply a short phrase, make them think this, and then you kind of seem mysterious. Everyone read 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, and we're thinking Rule 4, always say less than necessary. It's like everyone's taken this sort of seducing, sort of this mysterious sort of persona, and they brought that online. They're sort of, they're too comfortable not really expressing who they are, but appearing like they have this know-it-all online. And so it's got me thinking about, it's got me thinking about this. And I think it might be the collective consciousness, the internet, as this pool, this giant global community. It might be the collective conscious of that community and the desire of the times that the language gets distilled down to these words. These words to maybe, let's think about that. Let's think. This desire maybe to be anonymous, maybe to be desired, maybe to be liked within a group, but this desire to really hide. I think that's what it is. It's a desire to say something to be liked, but not to really be seen, not to really be heard, not to really explain, not to really connect and form true relationships in brotherhood. And that's not Thumos. Part of the thing that we talk about with Thumos is this desire for recognition, this desire to be seen. When you're seen and when you're heard, that's you have to be someone. You have to be strong. You got to be okay with speaking up and helping and offering words of encouragement. But I don't think most men, when you're weak, you don't really have any encouragement to offer. You're kind of like a leech because you're so deep in the trenches, you can't really help anyone else. And so it's too easy to become a weakling and to use these words that keep you as a weakling. You're not using that magic and the power of words to speak and to change your life and to change the life of others. I believe it was Confucius. He said that the man who can speak well has the power of 5 men. Think about that. if you can speak well, if you can become this wizard who uses the magic of incanting words and using the language to inspire, of using the language to even persuade and influence, then you will have the power of 5 men. Think about that. You're a one-man army. The other day, I was at a parking garage. Okay, I went to the gym. Went in the parking garage, got my little receipt. I scan it. It always lets me out, right? The thing comes up. I drive through it. My car goes out. This time it didn't work. It was like, you owe an extra $5. I'm like, why? I didn't go over the time. I hit the button, call the guy. He's like, what can I help you with, sir? I'm like, sir, it says that I owe some money, but I have my ticket right here and I did not go over the time. Can you help me out? First, he was like, no, you're going to have to pay that. I'm like, sir, I don't have my card on me. Can you please help me out? Thank you so much. If whatever you can do, I just really need some help. I got to get out of here. After a little bit of back and forth, finally let me out, right? I didn't have to pay anything. Later that day, I went to get my hair cut. I parked in this garage because of the necessity. I was running, to my appointment. I didn't want to be late, so I'm like, I'm just going to park in this garage. I'm leaving. It's like, you owe $16. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be nice if I could get out of the garage again? So I call the guy, boom. He's like, hey man, how can I help you? I'm like, hey sir, please, can you just help me out real quick? I was running a bit late to my haircut appointment. I didn't know it was going to be this long. I've never used this garage before. Would you mind helping me out? He's like, yeah, I can do that for you, but next time, you're going to have to pay. So he lets me out. Boom. Just saved $20, parked for free, and got out of it because I used the magic of words. I used my voice. And so there is this ability, man, it's so much, it's so powerful. Like, it's so powerful. Let us not be lazy speakers. Let us not use this loser speech of men that are low and in the trenches. Let us use the speech of men, like good men, students of life, on the path, progression, potential. Let us not get lazy. Let us not tear down other people and use the voice and the words that we're typing to bring other people down and to make them feel disconnected, like, always aloof, always mysterious. You don't always gotta be like that, dude. Stop always trying to be mysterious. Stop being so chill all the time. Stand up for something. Stop making other people feel beneath you all the time. You know what I mean? And so I'll leave you guys with this. There's a great book. It's called The 7 Magic Words. Okay, The 7 Magic Words. I forgot who's the author. I'll try to link it down below. But briefly, The Magic Words. I read this book. It was great. I used this when I was selling cars. The first one is everyone's name. Dale Carnegie in How to Win Friends and Influence People said that a person's name is the sweetest sound in any language. Everyone loves their name, man. Everyone loves their name. They instantly recognizable. It has a halting sort of, it is. That's magic, dude. You say someone's name, they halt. Abracadabra, boom, halt, pause. That's another one people are saying is pause. But you can literally get someone to pause by using their name. So you can grab attention with someone's name. Using someone's name is, people love it, all right? You should know this. The next one is because. Because is actually part of the reason, respect cognitive bias. If I give you a reason, you're more likely to respect that reason than if I were not to give you a reason. There was a study done where they put individuals in a line waiting for the copy machine, and one girl tried to skip the line. She didn't give any reason. Then she gave a reason with some bullshit. She said, I need to skip. Would you mind if I skip because my mom, I got to run and pick up my mother. 90% of people let her skip the line. When she didn't give a reason, they're like, no, you got to go to the back. Just using a reason. Then they did the test again. She didn't even give a reason. She just said the word because. She gave some vague statement. It wasn't even like a good reason. Just using the word because is going to conjure up and invoke that this person has a good reason, a good excuse for why they're doing what they're doing right now. The next one is if. If seems to be this ability to present options to another person. This, if then, if this doesn't work out, then we're going to be able to do this. I need to look into this more because I don't really remember why if. And that was a bit confusing, but I had to tell you guys because this is part of the 7 7 different magic words. The next one is but. And in the book, the author calls this the but eraser. Because whenever you say something, I was going to do this, but I decided to do that. You kind of forget what I said. Everything is sort of vanquished and forgotten. That's on the beginning, the front part of that sentence. But as soon as you say but, that's when you start paying attention after the word but. So it erases everything that was at the beginning of that sentence. Thanks, saying thank you. Words of gratitude. It kind of blows my mind the lack of manners that a lot of guys have these days, and women. It's like, dude, have you never learned manners? Did you not have a father or mother to say, okay, you need to say please, you need to say thank you when this is a good test for you guys. When you take a girl out on a date, if she doesn't say thank you to the waitress or the waiter, like at least 3 to 5 times in that whole experience, that dining experience, ditch her. She got no manners. Bro, are you kidding me? I say thank you all the time because it's a sign, first off, of gratitude from the individual. People that are weirdos don't say thank you and don't actually have real gratitude. They don't use manners. Use your manners, dude. Manners are there for a reason. Okay? Use your manners. And saying thank you, it's showing delight. It's showing gratitude. It's showing empathy. It's showing that you're like a decent person. So say thank you. The next one is help. All right? I said earlier in the stories of me in the parking garage, but the word help, people want to help. I have this idea that the majority of people are going to want to help someone that is in need. Okay? We don't like to make other humans suffer because that's just not how we're built. If we went around making everyone suffer, our lives are going to be miserable. Usually most people get a good feeling when they help someone else. All right? You're rewarded with the feeling of positivity and just joy when you help another individual. This is why some people just give randomly to bums, and it's easier to give to a lot of people that you don't know because then they won't keep expecting it, right? But we like to help, we like to give, we like to make people's lives easier and relieve their suffering. So using the word help can, instead of just saying, hey man, let me out of this gate, getting angry. People get so angry these days. I can't even understand why people get angry because it is like the least persuading thing. But anyway, saying help, hey man, would you mind please helping me? Like I was in a rush. I didn't know it was going to cost me this much. I had to stop here because, I was just trying to go get my hair cut real quick and I was going to be late. Think about this, dude. It's not that hard, but you can use your voice. You can use language. There is magic. Let's stop being lazy. Let's stop being losers in our speech. Let's rise up and take life by the reins. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Hi, Thumos. Let's get a great week started. We're going into a new month. It's going to be amazing. Oh, the last one was absolutely. That was only 6. But absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, baby. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I don't even know why. I got to read this book again. But that's the 7. If you want to read the book, again, I'll put that in the description. Come join us in the Hi Thumos men's group. I'll see you guys soon. Hope to talk to you soon. Leave me a comment down below. And let's get it, man. Peace.